I'm inside Valley Relics. Look, I love this place. I haven't been here since they were in the other location though. And what they do here is they collect things from the valley. Like if a business closes and they try and grab their sign, some merchandise, menus, all kinds of different things. Oh, how funny. I have almost that same picture. Nice. That's awesome. Look at it's all a bunch of like Lockheed stuff. Very cool. That's funny. That's donated by the members of the Road Kings. And they worked at Lockheed. I saw there was a bunch of Road Kings at Bob's the other day at the Friday night thing. I'm digging the bikes. It says Robinson on it, the blue one. The chrome one says Race Inc. I was going to say that's a Webco, but it's not. It has 2 holes up front. I think the Webco's only had 1. Wow, look at all the Lockheed stuff. Wow. And of course you got the Van Nuys Airport right next door here too. There's tons of stuff from there. There's a U2 up there. There's an SR-71. Lots of SR-71 stuff. There's an F-117 down there. There's an F-35 down there. Look at all this stuff. By the way, if you don't know, see the PSA with the smiley face right there? They didn't just have it on the props, they had it on their jets. So a lot of the airlines, I know American Airlines does it, almost all the airlines have some type of livery that they do. You know, it might just say American Airlines on it, but you'll see on some of the different things, they will fly around with that paint job on their plane. On a modern day, today plane, they will have that paint job on there. Just a little tip for you, if you're a plane spotter or plane enthusiast, you could look stuff like that up. If you're a real plane spotter, you're gonna subscribe to Jet Tip and they will tell you things like that. I think the lady over there talking is the lady that told me to ask for her. Here's the old pinball machine. An NBA thing. There's an NBA thing up here signed by a ton of people. So I was in the ABA, but at Jimmy Weinert's, but then there was Devonshire Downs. That was NBL. Those guys were better than we were, though. Skateland, I don't even know what that is, because some of these things, we were on the other side of the valley. I'm not familiar with the whole valley. Wow. Dang. There's so much stuff in here. That's awesome. Look at it's a Bad News Bears thing. That's what I'm assuming that is. Yeah, because they filmed that all over the valley. Dang, I'm right next to the airport. I'm missing all kinds of cool stuff out there. Look at all Bad News Bears stuff. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Dude. There's a Flying Nun lunchbox in there. 60s Batman, Monsters, and Adam 12 lunchbox. Sorry, there's a glare. I'll come back into this section. I'm going to go into this other section for a minute. Dang. I'll go back into this section in a little bit. I don't want to bother all them people in there talking. Dude, Valley Circle. That's awesome. By the way, you know, I used to work in a sign shop. I know that this is a real one. You can probably get that made or make one. That's a really old phone. That's even before like my time. Love the booths. Alright, I'm gonna have to ask about the bell. I don't know what that is. can't see that far. Like I can't read the letters that are on it. I'll take a guess and say it's from some type of mission or something from around here. I can't read it though. There's a Vandecamp sign. Back in the day, I'll see if I can show a picture. Usually it was at like a Hughes or something. They would have that on top. That meant there was a Vandecamps inside. So that's actually kind of cool. This looks like an Opel. Is this an Opel GT sitting in here? By the way, Pioneer Chicken. That is an Opel GT. They should have like the headlights halfway open because the headlights on an Opel flip sideways. They don't flip up, they flip sideways. Another Pioneer Chicken up there. There's a Foster's Freeze sign up there. Wow. Let's see, like this TJ's Sweetie Pies, North Hollywood. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, just to give that 80s look.
Love's, I'm assuming, is the restaurant. When you're in Love's, the whole world's delicious. That Love's. Not the truck stop Love's. The Mustang's pretty funny. I don't know what the Animaniacs are for. I don't know what that is either. The Bug is awesome. Look at the Bug. This is cool in here though. But I mean, that's probably because I grew up here. If you didn't, I think you should do a field trip with your school here and learn about the valley. It's an A&W sign. Just for those of you who are on this side of the country, as you drive around the country, there are some A&Ws around. They have really good burgers and good root beer floats. When we first moved across the country, they still had them in our area. And then they started mixing them with KFC. You know how now you have like KFC Taco Bell? They had KFC A&Ws, and then they slowly phased those away. So now we don't have them anymore either. But they were there for a little while. But as you drive across the country, you will see some of those in some states. And they are very good if you have time to stop. There's a Little Bob's. By the way, I thought the one in Burbank was the only one left, and I went to another one last night in Northridge, and there's like some other ones around, so there's still some more Bob's around this area. What the heck? Does that work? Put a quarter in and get a car? Oh, here's a Batmobile. I have one of those sitting on my shelf at home in that new room I just put together. That's cool. A Street Fighter, a Crazy Taxi. That's funny. Scared Stiff. I've never seen that. It's an Elvira machine. That's funny. Look at that. I've never seen that. That's a crazy looking machine. That looks like some type of Initial D type thing. It's cool how they put the arcade sign there and then put the arcade below it. That's really cool, guys. I don't know what that is. I don't know what some of this stuff is. Valley Bicycles. I don't remember that either. Casa de Carlos, I remember. Wow. There's a Chips motorcycle. It's probably not for them. It's probably something else. Old Coke machine. Growing up around the valley, they also had cigarette machines, and that's how us underage people used to get our cigarettes. But these Kawasaki 1000s, these were actual highway patrol motorcycles, and these are the same kind that they used in the TV show Chips. And even when I was a teenager, you could buy these from the surplus. You know how you can go to surplus and get old cop cars and things like that? You can buy these. They used to be super cheap. I almost got one, but I don't want people shooting at me thinking I'm a narc. It's a Cupid sign. Is Cupid's not around no more? There's a Johnny Rockets. Kenny's shoes. Sorry, Kenny's shoes. Man, there's some killer pictures from around the valley. Nice. See, a lot of this stuff, that's all like 70s, and it's a little bit before, you know, my time. We weren't here yet. Valley Cruisers jacket. That's awesome. Wow, that's really cool. This is so cool. It's trippy how they made that sign. I used to make signs, so I'm always looking at stuff like that. I'm going to come backward here again and take a look around this. All kinds of cool stuff in here. There's a driver's handbook from 1970. I bet they got Thomas guides in here somewhere too. Some ashtrays. I used to have an ashtray collection. Everywhere I ever went, I stole an ashtray. And the reason why, if you see in the bottom where they have like that truck and that car, they used to have their, you know, business logo in there. I used to take them. Yes, I was a thief. It's really cool though, all this stuff. That's pretty cool, this map. This whole place is cool. There's an Irwindale sign. Ear Candy, a record store. That's awesome. That. Saga Speedway stuff. A big old Glen Oaks light up sign. Nice. Pep Boys dudes. Oh wow, Barris custom sign. I think they just closed that place not too long before I'm here in this, making this video. Magic Muffler. Are they not around no more? Old oil cans down in there. This is really nice how they have this set up. I haven't seen this new place. The last time we visited to Valley Relics, it was in the old place. And it was cool then. It was really cool then. This is like way better. Can't see any of that. There's a picture of the Munsters down in there, signed by, this is all Munster stuff. Glenn Strange, that's Frankenstein. Wow. There's a cup. Universal map, that's pretty cool. Old map from Universal. I'm sure the map hasn't changed much, just some of the stuff inside. Dude. Up there. I actually know what this is. See if I can get a picture of this. See this? It's right here. That's a film cutter. I used to have one of these. The things on the side, you put a wheel on there and a reel on there, and you turn it, and then in the middle there's a thing that'll hold it, and you squeeze it, it'll cut it, and then you had like a thing with glue, and you take the frames out that you don't want, and you cut the rest together, and there was a glue you put on there, and it would hold it in there, and then you wait till it dries, and you move on. That's how you edited linear film. But yeah, I actually used to have one of those to do that with. Wow. This little thing's cool. I'm gonna assume you call this a diorama. Yeah, it is. That's awesome. Whoever made this did a ton of work. That's like really cool. They used to make us build dioramas in school, and I'm guessing they don't do stuff like that anymore. So I don't know a lot about these things, but that's okay. So I know they did a lot of westerns, especially up in the hills where, everything was undeveloped. You'll see in Griffith Park too, that's where they did tons of movies over in Griffith Park, because it's just fields and things. And then you can go up to like Simi area before Simi was getting developed. You could do all kinds of stuff. Oh wow, how nice. Look, the Ritter family collection. Wow. It's amazing how many famous people came from the valley, and you see people in school, and we moved, we ended up leaving the valley, and we went up to TO, Thousand Oaks, and there's more famous people in that area. And you just see them around the grocery store and stuff. You say, hey, how you doing? I loved your last movie. Oh, thank you. You just leave them alone, say hi. And that's why I liked it up in TO. It was a little different than the valley. The TO was more mellow, I'm sure people around the valley are still pretty mellow, but, I'm sure there's people like tourists that come here looking for famous people too. Why there's a Brady Brides sign. Oh, that's funny. So much stuff in this place. It's awesome. Oh, that's a door. That's a bedroom door from Eve Plum. Wow. That's pretty cool. There's the genie bottle that they just posted online right there with Barbara Eden. Very nice. Dang, we used to have one of those. My mom had one of those. We even brought it to California when we moved here. Jerry Lewis picture. Phyllis Diller. I swear she looks like a man in drag. Oh wow, some of the monkey stuff. Planet of the Apes. It's funny when you look at that now, you're probably like, it's just an old movie or something. The makeup and stuff in that, it's so ahead of its time. You gotta kind of be there to understand that. How amazing it was to do stuff like this. You're just looking at it now, oh yeah, it's just people in a monkey thing, but it's like, back then, it was so far ahead of its time. Wow, an old TV guide on a TV that probably everybody had back in the day. Heck, we didn't get a color TV forever. They do have restrooms here if you need one. More pinball back here. I don't really need to have that lady walk me around or talk to me or anything. I'm just having fun walking around in here. I gotta go meet my mother-in-law in a little bit. I need to go back this way. How you doing?
What a great place to film.
Oh yeah. Are you from here?
What?
Are you from here?
From the valley? Or?
Yeah.
No, not originally.
Oh, okay.
But I know a lot. I mean, I've been here long enough.
Oh, okay.
To know that this is
That's cool. It's funny, back in the day when I was little, you'd go to Universal and you'd see the Frankenstein dude walking around. There's so much cool stuff in here. So that's a Malibu Grand Prix car. Back in the day, we couldn't go there. I'm pretty sure that particular place, you had to have a driver's license and be 16 to drive these. We had to go to like Valley Go-Karts and other places. We were not allowed to go here. That's pretty trippy. So I know this isn't what this is, but I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of. This right here, the episode of Taxi where Jim wanted to watch every single channel at the same time. He bought a bunch of TVs. Here's my section right here. Look at this. There's an actual jersey in there. Look at all this stuff. Dang. John, you're gonna dig this. You ought to come here. I'll show what's over my head in a minute too. Look at all these. It's funny that it says Teen Center because I didn't know it was even called that. We just called it Jimmy Wineries. But that is where the Teen Center is now. There's somebody's number plate down in there. I don't know why there's a bowling bag in there. Stuff. I never knew that guy. That's cool that he's got all this stuff though. Our stuff's all gone. I remember when these came out, the Evel Knievel bike. Back in the day, that's what people did on bikes. They were imitating the motorcycles. You know, trying to do the jumps that the dirt bike guys were doing. So they started coming out with stuff like this. Digging the jerseys though. My wife used to have a jersey that I didn't race in. It was just a jersey with padded envelopes, just for non-racing events, just to wear around town. My wife always says that's one of her favorite shirts, and I'm looking for one to wear. If you know of one, let me know. So this just says red line on it. The one with the two holes in the front. It's got a coaster brake. Wow. So over my head. Oh man. It's got Moto Mags on it. I don't even remember seeing stuff like that before. Look at all these. Come on. I need my glasses on so I can read them. I can't see. I can't see that far. I'm too old. That one right there has the old style forks on it. That's what Joe McConey broke. I broke a ton of those too. Heck, even if after I got my real BMX bike, I broke it. That one's interesting. It's got the down tube in two pieces, and I know Torker did something similar to that. Can't remember if there was another one. I don't know what that is, but it looks like something more modern. There's a thrifty sign up there. Just to let you know, over in Vegas and some other places, they still sell thrifty ice cream. I'm sure it's not 25 cents a scoop anymore like it used to be, but they still sell it. And online you can get the ice cream scoop, just for if you need to know that. And there's a thrifty ice cream sign. Dang. And a Ms. Pac-Man. Dude, a JMC jersey. Dang. Valley Cyclery. Pedal power. See, like that? I don't know. I never saw stuff like that. I saw some of the bikes that had like the shocks and stuff. That's so cool. Look at that. Dude. Rick's Bike Shop team. Dang, look at all this stuff. A Gary Littlejohn shirt. Dang. That. That's ET. That kind of sums up what we used to do though. Just cruising around. Dude, a visor. I gotta say, do they have an old school helmet in here? Yeah, so check it out. So you got the full faces, and that's what a lot of people use now. And then you had the open faces. And I personally prefer the open face, and then you get the mouth guard. I think it's better. And then you get the goggles, or you get the goggles with the mouth guard. You can see better. People always like the full face for the, because the guard is just like a plastic thing with padding around your mouth. But I was able to see so much better. When I got a full face, I couldn't see as good. And a lot of people like full face for freestyle, because you are going, 20, 30 feet in the air on freestyle. But with the skateboard helmet for freestyle, it's better because your face is open, but it covers the back of your neck. That's the main thing with a helmet that you want. You want your head and your neck. A lot of people think their face, but it's like, you can turn your head, Stormin' Norman. Wow. That's awesome. That's just awesome. Look at all this cool stuff in here, man. I remember when Redline Flights came out. That was like the thing, these 3-piece. They were mega expensive in their day, and everybody wanted them. There was also like bullseye hubs. That's what people wanted. That looks like they're inside the wash right there. Some type of wash. Look at all this stuff. BMX action. Is there a date? October 1980. Oh, see, they do have business cards in here. I have a business card collection. There's an Evel Knievel thing. This is all the stuff I grew up with. There's a Webco ad or a product catalog. Gary Littlejohn thing. Dude. There's so much stuff in here. See, I don't remember these Kawasaki bikes. I don't know if that's a 70s thing. Dude, that's nice. This JMC setup they got going on right there. There's a McDonald's. There's a taco. I'm assuming, yeah, that's a Taco Bell sign. I was going to say, I wonder if they have Pup and Taco in here. Wow. That's a whole Pioneer chicken outfit. These are really, so this is what Jack in the Box looked like when we first moved here. It's funny with KFC. I heard a story the other day where somebody was saying KFC, and the people didn't know what that meant. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like the young people had no idea that that's what it was called. It's like, okay, come on, parents. Henry's Tacos. Miss Pac-Man that's on. See, this is why I used to steal ashtrays. Look, because there's a pot. See how they got the logos in the bottom? When I used to travel around the country, every restaurant I went to, I would take one. Every hotel I went to, I would take one. Excuse me.
Sorry. I didn't know Arby's allowed you to smoke. All these restaurants used to allow you to smoke. You should miss
Just waiting for the dudes. That's really nice, whoever made that. Copper penny stuff. Menu on a gigantic copper penny. That's nice. It's nice that they have this stuff. But yeah, going back to the ashtrays, because the dude was standing there. That's why I used to take them, because they got the logos in the bottom. And I had hundreds of them. But every single time we had to move, I had to take everything. My trophies that I had for BMX racing, it would fill a room. I had bowling trophies and BMX trophies that would fill a whole room. Every time we moved, we'd have to, I just left them in boxes in the garage stacked up. Every time we moved, we'd have to take all these boxes. So I finally I took all the trophies and made one gigantic one out of it and left it out on the sidewalk for somebody to take, and I pretty much just threw them all away because I didn't really, it's just stuff.
Will Wrights.
Yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I don't even know Will Wright.
Oh, we
It used to be in like it was somewhere in Sherman Oaks, I think. And I remember that, but I don't. What was the name of that?
This is an old Jack in the Box.
Oh, that's
These
the
people
old
are
Jack in
having
the
a good
Box.
time. How you doing? That's hilarious.
And we were all alive during this.
I'll just keep going. Let them have fun.
St. George's.
I was in the Bronx. I didn't have any of these things. Bye-bye.
That's cool that they have the menus and the ashtrays in here. There's IHOP ashtrays down here. Look at that. Some Love's things. Yeah. That was their thing. When you're in Love's, the whole world's delicious. Copper penny. And I wish I still had my ashtrays just to give to this place. That's it. I don't need them. I don't smoke anymore. A Denny's one over there. But yeah, as I would travel around the country, I would actually take them everywhere I went. So what I started doing to be more nice is as I traveled, even when I lived here in the valley, everywhere I've lived, everywhere I've ever visited or walked into, I take a business card. I take 2. I have a book at home full of business cards, all in alphabetical order, and I have duplicates of everything. So I'm gonna see if maybe they would want some of that. There's nothing really important in there. I think it's better if it had other things to go with it, like the matchbooks, and the menus and stuff, not just these like random business cards that I have, and they're not random. It's just that it's, what are you gonna do? Just put out a bunch of business cards? It needs to be with like more stuff, like see how they have all this stuff all nice, and then they have like tickets. So this is somewhere I never went. I never went to the Palomino. This is a very nice display though, and they have a car outside as well. I'm actually tempted to just go stand outside and go check out planes too, because I'm a plane enthusiast. guys are standing here, I'll show these from the other side, because I'll try and zoom in with the computer a little bit so you can see a little bit better of what's really up here. I'd love to see more of these up close. In fact, let me go look over here, go check out some of the parts. That's actually more of a lowrider bike. But see, even this made a difference. See how the two-piece sprockets, back in the day you always had like one, you know, and then you had even the cranks that were just, you know, single piece cranks like this. Those are single piece cranks, but then it still has the two-piece sprocket, you know. And here, see how they had the shock? That's what I was talking about. A lot of people had the shock because the BMX bikes were trying to imitate the motorcycles. We didn't know anything like that, see? And when we started out, we were wearing motorcycle helmets, which is fine. They're heavier. If you wear a motorcycle helmet, it's a lot heavier. That's what we were doing. You know, and all over the valley, you'd go somewhere and find jumps like everywhere. People had trails and jumps. And it was a fun time growing up here. But I remember as I got bigger, I started breaking and bending those types of cranks. And I just had to get the three-piece, you know. You have to spend the money if you want to keep doing it. So this is pretty cool right here. So there's a KNAC shirt. And back in the day, actually 105.5 used to be more of a new wave or punk station before it was even the rock station. But when I was a teenager, they turned it into rock, and they started playing all the Slayer, Metallica and stuff. Before that time, you couldn't hear that stuff on the radio. There was no possible way to hear it, you know. And I'm going to show some KMET and KLOS stuff down here in a second. But back in the day, you had to find that stuff just at the record store, or, you know, bootleg cassettes that people would sneak in and try and record the bands. There was no way to hear that stuff. Probably sounds stupid now that we're in the future, but it's like you couldn't do it. So when KNAC came out, it was like, oh man, they exploded around here. There's a picture of the country club. Country club, I think pretty much almost everybody's played there. That's on Sherman Way, by the way. That's not on Sunset. See where it says Sunset Strip? That's because that's where most of these local bands played. Country Club is in Van Nuys on Sherman Way, and that's where a lot of these bands played. So many good bands played down in there. There's an Us Festival shirt. Wow, and they got two of them so they can display the front and the back. That's really nice. See, there's a KNAC sticker. I'd love to see the back. Let's see the back. Nope. So I worked for a company for a while called 2-for-1 Pizza over in Burbank. They were a chain, and they partnered with KNAC for 3-for-1. So their deal was buy one pizza, you always get two. When KNAC came around, it was buy one, get three. And it came with a sticker. So when I was delivering pizzas, I was giving everybody KNAC stickers and pizzas. And there's many stories I could tell about that. A quasar. But this is KLOS is famous for having these rainbow things. See KLOS right there? That's a standard KLOS sticker. And they would always put their bands on their logo like that. There's some 8-tracks. Nice guitar in here. It's nice. It's nice that people bring stuff here. A country club hat. Wow. A licorice pizza thing. Which everyone's saying the movie has nothing to do with it. So this is KMET stuff up here. That stood for K-Metal. They didn't really play metal, not like KNAC did, but they did play the harder rock, and these are always supposed to be upside down. they should actually take all these stickers and turn them upside down the other way, and people will go, why are they all facing the wrong way? But if you're from this area and you know that, you would find that hilarious. I'm always just entertaining myself. So some warehouse worker pins, very cool. Some picks. Dude, there's a metal church pick in there. I gotta put the camera down for a second and get a picture of that. Just did a little video on the phone for Terry. I'm sure he already has stuff like that. But I'm wondering if they have any other David Wayne or metal church stuff in here. That's cool that they have that though. Look at Leather and Tough. I don't think that's Leather Tough because Tough was a band too by themselves. So if you know me and you grew up with me or around here and you still have ticket stubs and whatever you have, come give it to these people. These are the people that should have it. Scan them into your computer so you can keep your memories and then just give them to these people. They ain't worth nothing. I want to talk about this guitar for a second because it's the only one I've seen in here. That Pirate Radio sticker right there. They came around way later. We were like older teenagers. And they used to just play music with no commercials when they first came on, and they would just go Pirate Radio in between songs, and it would just keep going. There was no commercials or nothing. But then they slowly turned into another one just like everybody else, and that was gone. But they were cool for quite a while. But yeah, growing up here, seeing all the bands, going to all the clubs, and my wife did the same thing, and I mean, there's so many stories you can tell. I could tell stories all day. I gotta show this Malibu Grand Prix car, because this thing's pretty dope. What are you looking at, dude? What are you looking at, dude? Your nose is messed up. You need to fix that. It's a cool jacket, though. That's really cool. That's really awesome though. That really is. I think I saw everything. I want to get a shirt or two. If my video says it's been running for 45 minutes. I think I saw enough stuff.
I don't have any more right now. Probably a couple months. Yeah, they don't make them very often because it's a lot of colors and it just takes.
Yeah, a lot of printing.
It's 12 screens to print it.
Yep, I can see that. How much will be the admission for the
It's 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So that allows us also to go through the admission?
Yeah. If you come, it starts at 4, so if you come at 3, it'll give you an hour to look around.
Okay.
And then they'll go.
Alright, we're gonna check out these cars over here. That one says Disco 77 on it. I have no clue whose car this is. It's in great shape. It's a T-top. It's an automatic. It's in really nice condition though. I mean, that is actually really nice. But I want to show this car right here. It's a Pontiac Bonneville, which almost looks like a GTO. But this is like, it's got detail all over it. Be nice if the windows were open so you could see all the stitching that's been done in here. Look at the steering wheel. It's got guns for the levers. It's got horse heads for the knob controls on the radio and the heater and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, it's got guns for the door handles. Wow, that's crazy. It'd be nice to see inside this thing. Wow, this is crazy. But even here on the outside, look. It's just got guns everywhere. That's funny. That's really cool. It's awesome. But yeah, this Firebird, what is this, Camaro? Wow, that's in such good shape. I don't know if this is, I mean, that could be somebody's daily for all I know. I don't know what that is. They're both really nice though. I mean, so is the BMW. So if you're ever in this area, whether you're traveling or you live here or something, come over here and check this place out. Even if you're not familiar with the valley, just come look at stuff, hang out. Any of the video games and pinball machines that are turned on are free to play. And for somebody like me that's from here, we grew up here, it's a very, very fun place. That's why I asked that chick, I was like, what do you think about all the old people coming in here? And she gave me this look. She didn't really know what to say, but it's like, it's a bunch of people like me, you know, going, oh yeah, this is awesome. And, you know, I mean, she's just like, oh, okay. You know, like, it's funny. I mean, I think it's funny because I'd probably be the same way if I was her age, you know. You just see all these old people coming in, you're like, yeah, whatever. But I got a little bit of time. I think I'm a little early. I think I have about an hour to do before I need to do my next thing. So I am gonna turn this off. Maybe I'll go see if I can see some airplanes over at the Van Nuys Airport.